Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Once Upon a Crescent, a collection of stories for young Muslim children. I am your author and storyteller, Mrs. Hashmi. This is Season 2, and for Season 2, I'm going to need my lovely listeners to really tap into their imagination. I'll be saying the story, but your imagination is what will bring it to life. Today's story is called Hedaya and Ruqayyah's Mystery Mission. Hedaya and Ruqayyah were on the playground pretend playing their favorite game. It was called Detective Princess. These girls enjoyed using their imagination in all sorts of creative ways. It's what made being together so fun. Sometimes they'd pretend that the playground was their castle. Sometimes it was their clubhouse. Other times it was a princess pirate ship. Whenever Hedaya and Ruqayyah used their imagination like this, they would pretend to be problem solvers. Today's game, however, required them to pretend that the playground was their castle and that they needed to crack a mystery case to see who stole the queen's jeweled crown. As these two girls were searching for clues of footprints of the thief who stole the queen's crown, they actually stumbled upon a real-life mystery. The girls paused their pretend play to take a closer look at what was lying on the floor of the playground. There, buried in the mulch underneath the monkey bars, was a fine piece of real jewelry shimmering in the afternoon sunlight. Hedaya was stunned. She dug through the mulch to reveal what looked like a lost treasure. It was a necklace with a funny-shaped pendant that had the word best engraved in it. Hedaya read the word out loud, holding up the necklace to show her friend. Best? Ruqayyah, come here, look at this. It says best. What do you think this is? Best what? Ruqayyah squinted at the fancy letters on the silver pendant and questioned herself. Best what? Oh, best, maybe it was given to someone like a prize, best speller in the class? Or maybe it belongs to the playground, like a badge for best playground. The girls looked around to the worn-out old neighborhood playground. Nah, they both said together. There was no way this playground would ever get a best playground badge. Hedaya chuckled and went back into deep thought, trying to solve this problem. Best pet, maybe? Yeah, maybe it's like supposed to go around a really big dog, like a collar? But it doesn't even look like a collar. It looks more like a necklace, right, Ruqayyah? Ruqayyah examined the jewelry. It was such an interesting shape, too. It was shaped like a teardrop with jagged edges. As neat as it looked, Ruqayyah didn't want to spend the entire time trying to figure out whose this belonged to. Maybe someone might come back for it, Hedaya. Let's go back to playing. Another kid on the playground watched the girls and walked over. Ooh, that looks fancy. I bet it was expensive. It seems like someone lost it. I might as well take it, and I'll sell it. Maybe I can make a fortune. That's stealing, Hedaya said, offended. You're mistaken. As Muslims, we're not supposed to assume lost items are ours. Finders are not keepers. Finders are trusted people who have a responsibility to return the found item to its owner, Hedaya said. Psh, you're gonna go through the trouble to find the owner? Oh, okay, sure. Good luck with that. The boy rolled his eyes and walked away. Ruqayyah looked to her friend. How are we supposed to find this mystery owner, Hedaya? This seems impossible, Ruqayyah said, looking around the empty neighborhood park. Hedaya felt confident, though. She replied, Allah knows what's in our hearts, Ruqayyah. We're trying to do a good deed. I know Allah will help our mystery mission. Hedaya leaped to her feet and grabbed her friend's hand. Come, let's go. We'll see if there's any other kid nearby. We'll just ask around. Ruqayyah wasn't so comfortable talking to strangers the way that Hedaya was comfortable. It seemed easy for her to talk to just about anyone. Ruqayyah supported her friend's mission, though, and followed her lead. As they searched the neighborhood, Ruqayyah spotted a boy riding his bike. She pointed out the boy to her friend, feeling a little hopeful now. Hedaya waved her arms and jumped up and down to get his attention. Hey, you! Hey, kid! Come here! Come here! We want to talk to you! Ruqayyah looked at her friend puzzled. We? Oh, no, I'm not doing any talking. You mean you. I'm the shy one, remember? Hedaya smiled. Yes, I got this covered, Ruqayyah. Don't worry. The boy rode his bike over and crossed his arms.
What do you girls want?
Hedaya showed the necklace to the boy, and it sparkled beautifully in the sunlight.
Ooh, that's cool. How much do you want for it?
Asked the boy, digging in his pockets for money. Ruqayyah spoke up. No, we're not selling it. We're trying to find the owner of this necklace.
Good luck with that.
He squinted his eyes and read the word best out loud.
Oh, this is a best friend's necklace. I wouldn't want to buy this anyways because I don't have the friend's one. This is part of a set.
Oh, both Ruqayyah and Hedaya exclaimed. Best friend's necklace. Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely a piece to another half. Okay, our mystery is almost solved, Ruqayyah told Hedaya. The boy was getting ready to ride his bike away when he turned around and called.
I think that's Mahnoor, by the way. I know her and her sister are like best friends.
The girls squealed in excitement. Oh, yes! Where do they live? Tell us. The boy pointed to a small house on the end of the street.
That house with the wheelchair ramp.
Ruqayyah and Hedaya were beyond excited to finally deliver this necklace to its rightful owner. Ruqayyah chuckled. I can't believe we thought that the necklace was a badge or a prize. Hedaya smiled at her friend. Well, alhamdulillah, we are one step closer to solving this mystery mission. The girls approached the small house with the wheelchair ramp leading to the front door. Hedaya walked up the ramp, examining how well it was made to lead right to the entrance. I wonder why they have a wheelchair ramp, Hedaya said out loud. Maybe there are old people who live here, Ruqayyah shrugged. Hedaya rang the doorbell. And a small girl about the same age as them answered the door. Assalamu alaikum, Hedaya greeted. Wa alaikum assalam, the girl replied. Are you Mahnoor? Hedaya asked cheerfully. The girl nodded. Mahnoor was hesitant to invite them in, but Mahnoor's mom appeared from behind the door. Oh, salamu alaikum, girls. What can we do for you two? The mom asked. Hedaya carefully took out the necklace from her pocket and held it up for Mahnoor to see. Is this yours, Mahnoor? Mahnoor's eyes lit up immediately. She was overcome with emotion and grabbed the necklace and immediately wore it around her neck. She hugged Hedaya and placed a hand over her necklace dearly. Ruqayyah laughed. Okay, so that's a yes. I guess it is yours. Mahnoor's mom was so relieved to see her daughter wearing this lost necklace. How did you find this, girls? She asked. We looked everywhere this morning. Ruqayyah replied to Mahnoor's mom. Well, we were playing this game where we had to look for footprints, and we were hanging upside down on the monkey bars to see if we could find footprints in our pretend play, and that's when we saw something kind of like glittering in the sunlight. It was actually laying there underneath some mulch. Mahnoor interrupted. Hey, I do that exact thing too. I literally hang upside down from the monkey bars. It must have slipped off around my neck when I was turned over like that, and I didn't even notice. Hedaya smiled at Mahnoor and asked curiously, Well, Mahnur, I'm glad that this mystery is solved because this was our mission. We wanted to return this to its rightful owner. Hedaya smiled at Mahnur and asked curiously, Mahnur, who has the other half? This one boy said that you and your sister are best friends. Does your sister have the other one? Mahnur's mom nodded. Yes, she does actually. Come in and we'll show you what the other half necklace looks like, and you can meet Mahnur's sister. Mahnur tugged at her mom's arm. Mama, I don't think they should. I don't think this is a good idea. Ruqayyah and Hedaya entered the home and looked around. Ruqayyah said to Mahnur, Oh no, we don't mind meeting new people in the neighborhood. Actually, Hedaya is an expert at that. Hedaya carefully looked around the house to see if Mahnur's grandparents would come out from one of the rooms. She was still working on a different kind of mystery in her head. She was wondering why they have that ramp in front of their house, but didn't want to ask, just to be respectful. Mahnur's mom led them down their hall to a bedroom where there actually was someone in a wheelchair. Hedaya smiled and said out loud, Oh, mystery solved. Now I know why you guys have a ramp outside of your house. Mahnur's mom carefully turned the wheelchair around, revealing Mahnur's sister, who was sitting in the wheelchair, fiddling with the other half of the necklace that was worn around her neck. The other half heart was being gently tugged and rubbed on by Mahnur's sister as she quietly grunted and breathed heavily. Mahnur's sister didn't seem to know that the girls were there to see her. She wasn't aware of her surroundings the way Hedaya and Ruqayyah assumed. Ruqayyah felt uneasy, not knowing how to interact with Mahnur's sister who was in a wheelchair. She looked at Mahnur, who was so uncomfortable in the room. Mahnur was looking very worried. Mahnur's mom smiled warmly and bent down to get on her knees to be at eye level with her daughter. She leaned against the wheelchair and rubbed her daughter's knees and spoke. Maryam, these girls are here to meet you. Did you know that they found Mahnur's necklace? Hedaya walked over to Maryam. Ruqayyah was feeling more comfortable already. She admired how her friend was so open to meeting new people. Hedaya never shied away from talking to others. Hedaya crouched down next to Maryam's wheelchair. Assalamu alaikum, Maryam. I see that you are your sister's best friend, huh? Maryam, did you know that we couldn't figure out what this necklace was? My friend Ruqayyah here? Hedaya paused and signaled for Ruqayyah to come closer to Maryam. Ruqayyah felt scared to come close to the wheelchair, but she saw that Hedaya was relaxed and had a smiling face. So she walked over carefully and watched Maryam's facial expressions as Hedaya kept on talking. So my friend Ruqayyah here didn't know if it would be possible for us to bring you back this other half necklace for your sister. But I told her that Allah knows exactly what is in our hearts. And in our heart, we wanted to do a good deed, and we wanted to make sure that our mystery mission was solved. It is now because this necklace has been returned to the rightful owner, Mahnur. Maryam's eyes widened at the sound of her sister's name. Mahnur came close and held her sister's hand and said, She knows my name really well. Maryam doesn't really have friends like you and I do, Hedaya, but I'm her best friend and her sister. She knows me and she listens to me all day long. Maryam is a great listener. Ruqayyah crouched down near Maryam's wheelchair too now, and she whispered to Maryam, Maryam, can I be your friend too, like Mahnur is? Maryam wiggled around in her seat and looked up again at the sound of her sister's name. Hedaya gently put her hand over Maryam's hand and said, Yes, me too. We all can be your friends, Maryam. We know where you live. we'll come visit you. Mahnoor's mom was sniffling in the corner, wiping away tears of joy. Mahnoor's mom quickly exited the room and came back with a red velvety box. It was a jewelry box. She opened the box up to the girls and showed Hedaya and Ruqayyah. The box had 2 necklaces exactly like Mahnoor and Maryam's, but these necklaces were golden colored, not silver. Mahnoor's mom sniffled once again. Subhanallah, you all have such gentle hearts. This necklace was supposed to be for me and my sister. I was going to give it to her this weekend, but I actually want you both to have it, girls, she said, handing it to Hedaya and Ruqayyah. You both seem to be the perfect definition of best friends, her mom went on. Mahnoor's mom put one necklace on Hedaya, then the other on Ruqayyah. Ruqayyah looked at the necklace dangling down her neck and looked at Maryam, who was wiggling in her wheelchair. And for just a brief moment, Maryam's eyes locked with Ruqayyah's, and she raised her hand and patted Ruqayyah's hijab for just a moment before looking away to her mom. Ruqayyah sensed Maryam's love and friendship in that moment, and she rubbed her new friend's hand before getting up to say Jazakallah khair. Hedaya looked unsure accepting this gift. Auntie, we really can't. We didn't do anything to earn this. I don't think it was a big deal for us at all to come and return what was rightfully Mahnoor's. Mahnoor's mom chuckled. Oh, Hedaya, but did you know that Allah says in the Quran, is there any reward for goodness other than goodness? Allah put it in my heart to return your goodness with more goodness. Take it as a sign from Allah that He is happy with your good deed. Mahnoor was beaming with excitement, looking at all of their matching necklaces. Hey, she said, it's like we're in our very own club, a best friends club. Ruqayyah chimed in. Yep, all thanks to sweet Maryam here, she said, looking at her new friend who couldn't say much, but for sure expressed love and friendship in the room. Jazakallah khair, everyone, for your time and support. If you've enjoyed this story, please subscribe and feel free to share with other families and friends to help spread the word about this podcast.